Hey dolls, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're doing a 2000s punk style nail design. Stay tuned to see the nail magic that we can create. Hey dolls, welcome back. So I've started out, I've got my UNT on, I've got these pump ups by MAKARTT. I've cut them down to the size I want. Glued them on with my mini curing lamp and my GELLEN 4-in-1, going in with LGN's Crystal Clear and Dusty Rose. So I don't want these to be completely clear in the background, but I didn't really want it to be opaque either. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a very thin layer of Crystal Clear on. I cured that for 30 seconds. And then I'm going in with the Dusty Rose and doing the same thing. And I'm applying it like polish. Like I'm not building any structure yet. What I'm trying to do is kind of use this as like a rubber base or a base gel. But I don't, like I just want a small amount of opacity. So that is one layer here. Cured that for 30 seconds. And then I did go in with a second layer. Again, laying that on thin and laying it like it's gel polish more than actual builder gel. Like I'm not trying to build up the nail, build the structure, anything like that. And then I cured this for 30 seconds. This one helps me hide my natural nails, which I did end up clipping them shorter. And two, it gives me just a little bit of color for the actual base of the nail. Like I'm gonna go in with some Frenchies and stuff like that. So it'll make more sense in a minute. Then after I did that 30-second cure, now I'm actually taking the Crystal Clear and building the structure. So I'm taking the normal amount that I would, floating that on top, pulling it down, pulling it back up the side walls, making sure I've got my apex where I want it. And there's where we're at. And then I do that to all the fingers and then full 60-second. Here we are. Going in with filing, I switched over to a 100-100 and I really like it. I found myself, I don't really use the buffer side of it hardly ever, like the 180 side. So I just went to 100-100 files when I needed to get some new ones. And these are definitely lasting me longer than the other ones did. This is a different brand and I don't know the name of it. I would have to look on my Amazon because it's not like a MAKARTT, a Beetle, something like that. But anyways, I'm just showing you how I would file one nail. So I do the side walls, I do that free edge, I go up the side of the nail, I go over the body, and then I go down the other side. And that is how you're thinning the side walls and still keeping it rounded, keep your apex in the middle, still keeping your shape so you're not just like flattening out your nail. Then I go in with my fine tapered drill bit at 10,000 RPM. This is where I'm sealing in the cuticle. So I go up one side, around that cuticle, get as close as I can, and then I go down the other side. Like I always say, I have a peel off base coat on, so it makes sealing the cuticles very, very difficult, but I do try my best to get these nice and crisp for you. But then I just continue that and I'm thinning out my apex, making sure like it's the perfect shape and it's not too bulky anywhere. And then I do go over the rest of the body of the nail, smoothing out the gouges that I just made with my hand file. And then most nail sets, I'm not sure if I show it in every video, but most nail sets, I do take my white buffing block after this step and just buff out any rough spots, high spots, any cuts or gouges or anything like that left by this. And I will do the rest of them off camera. I'm just showing you the full process on one nail. And if you're having trouble with your e-file, you don't have to go super fast. Go with what you're comfortable with. Take your time. You don't start out super fast when you start doing nails. Filed, shaped buff. I'm going in with that black and that white. And I do have a SHEIN haul coming up, and I think I bought either one or two different brands of black and whites. I'm really looking for a good black and white gel that doesn't get super thick, but is opaque. I don't want to put 15 coats on. So I'm doing a French on this nail, and I'm just showing you how I would map it out. On these ones, I was very much trying to get them all to have them the same depth. So there's the same amount of smile line to free edge on each one. So where the nail meets the French. So, but I just map these out, color all over my fingers because I don't know any other way to do it. Wipe it all off. And then I'll take the brush, fill it all in with black, white, like I've said before, blue, red, anything that's super opaque like this has a lot of pigment. You want to apply it in very thin layers, and then you want to do a full cure. So a thin layer filled in all that space, and then it was a full 60-second cure for me in the big lamp. And I did do I did do 2 coats of the black. The white, yeah, no, there's white too. I did 2 coats. So that's what I got. I went ahead and did those off camera so you don't have to watch me do the same French line 85 times. So I'm taking that same black that I was just using for the French, and I am drawing a star. And I'm sorry, I had to cut a lot out because of my head. My own fingers were in the way. Like, drawing a star on a piece of paper or even on someone else's nail, to me, is easier than drawing it on your own. But so what I'm doing is I draw like 2 lines, like make an A almost, and then I draw a line across the top, straight across the top, and then I connect that to that bottom peak as I'm doing right here. Once I have that, I fill it in, and then now I can go and fix any of my points. Like if this one is smaller than the one right next to it, and that top one's shorter, and that's where I can kind of go in and get this star more symmetrical. You can see my hands were not steady on this day, but the end result, I was in love with it. Like, this is, I would wear this all the time. And I know I said like early 2000s, that's my kind of generation. I mean, that's when I was in high school and stuff. This was very popular. It kind of brought me back. I like it. And we're going to be adding some fun stuff in a little bit. But so I put black stars on all 3 white French tip nails. So the ring finger, the middle finger, and the thumb. And I did do 2 coats on the star as well. Even though it's kind of small, there were places where it looked a little bit patchy. So I did go fill that in. And on this one, I'm not going to show you everything, but I was just trying to get some good close-ups of how I actually did the lines. But if you just kind of draw a star like you were taught, like in grade school, then you can go back and fill it in, fix it up, make her adorable. And a full 60-second cure. So now for all the fun stuff, we are going in with LGN's Bling It Gel. We are going in with spikes. Like, I've never had spikes on my nails before, and I absolutely loved it. Caviar beads. I took a thin layer of the Bling It gel and put it across the whole finger. I didn't want to just put it in one location. I didn't want it to be like chunky or kind of pool in one area. So I just did a thin layer across the whole nail. And then I'm adding the spikes, and I did like 1 in the middle and then 2 up each sides. And these were so fun. I will tell you, they were poking the crap out of me because I think I wore these for 2 days. Man, I had like puncture marks all over my other hand, but it was worth it. These were amazing. So in between each spike, I'm filling it in with those caviar beads. And these are in the, I think it's called gunmetal color is what it is. But as you can see, it's kind of connecting it like it's a chain. I don't know about anyone else. The early 2000s chains were very popular, like the big, huge, baggy tart pants, like jeans and chains and those ball necklaces. And yeah, it brought me all back there. And it's funny because I never like had nails or anything when I was in high school. But if I did, I feel like this is what I would have worn. Like, Jamie likes it shiny, but she likes it stabby. So, you know, there's that. And again, I did this to all 3 of those nails with the stars. And once I got them where I wanted them, 60-second cure. And oh my gosh, I love them. I love them so much. And I know you still can see my natural nail a little bit in the background, and I was okay with that. I just didn't want, I don't know, I just wanted to blend it in a little bit. Taking the glossy top coat from GELLEN, I'm going right over those caviar beads, right over the spikes. Like, I'm not trying to miss anything. I do make sure that it doesn't pooled all in one area, but the caviar beads will kind of tarnish color, and I just want to make sure everything was really secure. And then it was a full 60-second cure. Here I was playing around with gems. Like, I had this star one, kind of like beads going through it. I had this dangly star one, but that one seemed way too girly for this set. I don't know. It's kind of me though. It's kind of girly, kind of stabby, you know. And then I had this planet charm, and I don't know, at least at the time they weren't doing it for me. So I decided just go with a very small amount of that Bling gel, and I put little spikes right up at the cuticle. And yeah, I don't know why I was doing that. That hurt. And then I put some caviar beads on the sides of those, and this is my final look. I love this. I hope that you guys love this. Please leave me a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this brings you back to the early 2000s. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, dolls.